Hi, Atara. This is Bob, and I called Emmy in to say hi to you.
Hi. Hi.
Okay, thank you. And I wanted to show you your new fiddle. It's finished. I do still need to do some final touches on it, but here it is. I decided to give it a finish like an antique, like it's old looking, with a little golden sunbursts on the back. It's really pretty. It'll look good under spotlights on the stage. And the scroll, let's see if I could hold it steady. I did some antique finish on that too, to make it look like it's very old, like an old Italian violin. I still have to see the neck still white and yellow. I still have to do a finish on that to make it blend in. I'm not done with that yet. That's why it looks that way. But it's a very unique violin. It's a 3/4 size and it's a 5-string. And to my knowledge, I've never seen a 3/4 sized violin that's 5 strings before. So your fiddle is one of a kind. Here's the front of it. I still have to put your carpenter jack on. I have the pickup on the bridge so you can plug it in, go direct. And I still have to solder the jack. It's called a carpenter jack on there. So that's, I have that. I had to buy that. It's still on order. It hasn't been delivered yet. Should be here to Monday. I put 5 fine tuners here. And the D, I put a gold fine tuner. The rest are black, because when I tune, when the player is tuning a 5-string, and you're reaching over with your hand, it's hard to find without looking which string it is. So with the gold, it's easier to locate. It's also a little larger than the other screws, and so it looks kind of nice too. But it helps you identify which one is the D string. And the ribs, I antiqued too. I made them darker around the ends. So just that's what old violins look like. So this violin has very beautiful flame all throughout. It has a very nice Engelmann spruce top. Ebony fingerboard, ebony tuners. I got tuners for you that have little inlays on them. Let's see if you can. It's hard to see on this camera, but it's a pearl with a gold ring around it on each fine tuner, and it sets off the violin very nicely. It's hard to see. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So it kind of makes it look nice, because it is nice. It's a very unique violin. It's a one of a kind. And I have prim strings and a prim C string, a viola C string that I cut short. And actually it's working pretty well. It sounds good, and its tension is pretty good. And so, but I just wanted to show it to you. I'll draw the bow on it so you can hear how it sounds. I do want to adjust the action. Action's a little high right now. I'm going to cut the bridge down a little bit to make the string action lower, like your other fiddle is. Make it easy to play. And I also have to cut the nut slots a little deeper so it's easier to finger. Right now they're riding too high. Let's see what else I have to do. Finish the neck, cut the nut slots, cut the bridge down, attach the carpenter jack and weld the wire. I might change the tail gut to bring the tailpiece closer south to here. See where, let's see, you see where it's, where it is here. I might take it back a little bit so you have more distance here. I don't know, maybe not. It already sounds pretty good. I didn't put a chin rest on. I didn't know if you wanted a chin rest or not. I know with your Carnatic style playing, you don't use chin rest, so maybe we'll go without a chin rest if that's okay, unless you want one. But it's 22 inches long, and so just to compare, it's hard to tell the size of it, but let's see where my other fiddle is. So one of my full-sized fiddles is a standard length. It's a 4/4 standard length violin. Standard scale length too. And your violin is more of a 3/4 size. So let's see if this is hard to compare on. Well, let me turn it around. See if I can compare lengths. Wait a minute, let's try it like this. Oh, okay, I have them both resting on the table. Okay, so they're both resting on the table, and you could see the difference in body length. This one here, yeah, this one here is your fiddle, and this is the standard size fiddle. So you can see how that works, how much smaller it is. So I think you'll be very happy with it. I think you'll be comfortable with it, because when you place it on your heel, it doesn't come up nearly as high under your chin on your collarbone, and it gives you a chance to turn it so you could get your left hand playing. And it's also not as thick of a neck as the standard size violin. It's wide to accommodate the 5th string, but it's not as deep, so it's easier with shorter fingers to handle. And so I think you'll be very comfortable playing it, because a standard fiddle will push up like this and hurt your shoulder and hurt your neck. But with this size, like you were telling me, you played a 3/4 size violin once, and it really felt comfortable to you. This will feel just like that, I think. But I made it so, I carved it so it has really good tone. A lot of 3/4 size violins sound like toys. Oh, this is the wrong fiddle. This is your fiddle. I just put the strings on, so they're still stretching. So I'm going to tune them up to pitch. Stretched a little bit, that's a good sign, not too much. Actually, it's not a prim C, it's a helichord C. It's a Diodario helichord C. It's not as much tension as a prim viola C. Diodario makes helichord strings for a 5-string violin. They make a set of 5 strings. So the C is actually for a more of a 5-string violin than a viola. And so I still had to cut it short, but I think it matches better because the other strings are 3/4 size strings to be the right tension for this fiddle. Oh, by the way, I decided to put the 5th string tuning peg right here, where on the other 5 strings I've made, I put them all the way up here, but I decided for this size, so the C is here, and the G is here, and the D is the one all the way up top. So it's D, G, C. And the other side is the same, E and A. Anyway, she turned out really pretty. Really like how it looks. it's golden but brown highlights, and it looks like, and the scroll turned out nice too, I think. It looks aged. This looks like a couple 100 years old. And of course, like I'm saying, the neck will be finished and will blend in and match with the color of the rest of the fiddle's still white because I didn't finish yet. And this bright yellow is the ground under the amber brown color I'm going to use. That's what gives it the golden highlights. So let me find my bow. Oh, and this is the wire from the pickup that's going to be eventually attached to the carpenter jack. So you could use your Tone Dexter preamp and go direct and not have to use a microphone. Hope the Tone Dexter is working good for you. I hope you're using it, because I'm using it on my fiddle when I play gigs, and I love it. It sounds just like it's being mic'd. So because it's 3/4 size, it doesn't sound like my full-sized fiddles. It has a different sound because it is smaller, and the smaller body will produce a different voice, but it still sounds good, I think. Sounds really good. And plugged in with the pickup and the Tone Dexter, you can make it sound pretty much however you want. And so that's the beauty of a professional player like you playing on stage all the time. It needs a direct pickup, so you don't have to bother with feedback and mics. Oh, let me tell you one last thing before I play it. What I decided to do was, since I know you need nothing longer than 22 inches, which is what this is, and even the lower bout, you needed it more narrow so you could turn it more as you're playing to reach it with your left hand. So we took out a lot of the area of the body doing that. So what I did was I made the ribs a little deeper, just a few millimeters deeper, so it gives more area, sound area inside the body of the fiddle than a regular 5-string. It's a little deeper, but it's not so deep where it won't fit in a case, a 3/4 case, or I don't think you'll even notice it when you're playing. But anyway, the strings are brand new. They sound a little metallic because I just put them on, and they don't have rosin on them yet. So it's plenty loud and deep. I'm happy with the C string. That's your fiddle. So just a few more days, it'll be ready to go to home, and they'll do those things, those final touches that I need to do to make it really easy to play, and already has a good sound, and it's stable, and it's should last hundreds of years. So the last thing, I'm going to put a label in it. I don't have a label in it yet because I was trying to decide what to name it. And so I made a decision to name your fiddle Prashantha. And let's see if there's any women in India named Prashantha. Probably not. And so you have Atira and Prashantha. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. I'm sorry it's so long, but I wanted to explain a lot to you. And I'll email you in a few days and let you know when it's totally finished and ready to come home. So email me if you have any questions or anything we need to talk about. And I'm really thrilled to have done this because it was quite a challenge. I've never done this before, and I don't know of anyone else who's built a 3/4 sized violin as a 5-string. So you're going to have a one-of-a-kind violin. So anyway, that's it, and namaste. Till then, bye-bye.